Hi, and welcome to this Taiji video where I'm going to show the 8-form Yang style Taiji. Now, this video is divided into 3. In the first part, I show off the 8-form so that your students that have already mastered it can follow along. Now, in the second part, I go through step by step for students that want to learn how to do the 8-form. And in part 3, we'll look at how you can teach this in a class or online. If you like this video, please don't be afraid to hit the like button. And if you want to know when I put up more resources, hit the subscribe button to get the updates. Let's have a look at the 8-form in Taiji Yang style. Hi, and welcome to this tutorial for the Taiji 8-form in Yang style. Now, in Taiji, we have 5 different styles, and this is one of them, the Yang style. Now, in China, they have been doing Taiji for many hundred years, and even though it's slow, there are martial arts applications to each of the movements. Now, when I do these exercises, I'm going to mirror you. That means if I move my right hand, you can do the same with your left hand. And if I move my right leg, you can do the same with your left leg. That makes it a lot easier for you to follow my instructions. Now, when we start off with the 8-form, we stand with our legs together, like this, and then we are going to first breathe. Try to calm down and focus. A lot of Taiji is about your state of mind and being in the moment. So you should slow down, and you should try to just relax and breathe normally, and keep focus on each of your movements as you do them. So we start here, and the first movement we're going to do is bend your knees slowly. Just a little bit, and then you take your left foot slowly out and put it down. Now, while you're here, we are going to roll forward slowly. So now you're almost balancing on your toes, and as you come forward to your toes, your arms go up to your shoulders. Now imagine there are strings attached to your wrist and they are being pulled up. This is the movement you're looking for. So up, and here we rotate our wrist a little bit, and then we push down with our hands at the same time as we bend our knees a little bit more. And we end up here, and your arms should be roughly around here. Now, for the next movement, we're going to start off here, and then we're going to slowly rotate around. We're going to raise our arms up to shoulder height, and your palms should be facing upwards. Now your left hand should be facing straight ahead, and your right hand should be pointing at a 45 degrees angle. Bend your right arm and move it towards your ear. And then you push with the right hand, and you pull with the left hand. And that is the first half of the second movement. Now we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So you raise your arms, palms facing upwards. You let your left hand bend and move towards your ear. And then you push and you pull. And done. So if we do this movement a little bit faster, it looks something like this. You rotate, raise your arms, palms upwards, bend your right arm towards your ear, push and pull, and raise your arms again. Bend towards the ear, push, and pull with the other arm. Now, for the next movement, we are going to walk a bit, Tai Chi style. And for that, we really have to remove the hands, otherwise it gets really complicated. So we're here in this stance. And what we're going to do now is just walk. So put your hands behind your back, because you don't need them for now. So the next part of this movement is that you're going to rotate your right leg in. And when you're done with that, you keep it bent, and then you pull in your left leg. And now, when we move in Tai Chi, we put our leg out. But we do not put our weight on this leg. So there's almost no weight on it until I move over it. So while we're here, I have almost all my weight on this leg, and that is quite hard because your legs are supposed to work together. So when we're here, I can now move my power and my weight over the other leg. So I move it over, and I straighten out the back leg, and I bend the other leg. Now, remember, you don't want your knees over your toes, because that is bad for your knee. So keep it behind, and keep your back straight. One more time. So we start here. Now we rotate our right leg in. We put our left leg here, put it out, no weight, and then we transfer the weight over and straighten out our back leg. Now we're going to do that on both sides, so that means we go back, rotate in, and then we take our right leg in here, put it out without weight, and then we transfer the power and the weight, straighten out the back leg, and keep our knees behind our toes. As we do this, we're also going to do some arm movements. So if you take your hands like this, you're going to be doing a brush with your left hand and a push with your right hand. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to have a brush and a push. Now, don't get frustrated if you didn't catch on to that. Now we're going to do it together. So we're going to start off where the movement finished. So we're here, and we have just finished the movement. So we're going to put weight first onto this leg, rotate in and back. Now our arms, we go up like this. So our right hand is pointing upwards, and our left hand is here. Now I'm going to step out, just as we did before, and then I'm going to brush with this hand. I'm going to push with this hand as I move the weight over to my left leg. So we do this slowly. So 1, brush, push, and remember to straighten out your back leg. Great. Now the next one is that we go back and rotate in. And now I'm going to take my right leg, and I'm going to pull this in. At the same time, I also have to shift my arms, so my left hand is now up, and my right arm is down. After this, it's the same thing on the other side. So I put my right leg out, no weight on it, push over, I brush, and I push. Great. And that was the third movement. Now we're going to do it together a little bit faster. So we start off after doing the movement here. So we are going to be standing like this. We rotate our right leg in. Put our hands and put in our right leg. Move out the leg. And now you're going to shift the weight, brush, and push at the same time. Brush and push. Back. Rotate in. Move in with your leg. Shift your arms. Out. And as I shift my weight, I brush and I push at the same time. Now for the next movement, we're going to be standing here. And what we are going to do is the same thing with our legs. We're going to walk out to the left side and then walk out to the right side. But we're going to do something different with our arms. So if we get about the legs for a bit, and then we just look at our arms. So the first movement is here. Imagine you're holding a giant ball between your hands. So your right arm is on top and your left hand at the bottom. And then what we're going to do is, when we walk, we rotate. And then the left hand is going to go up, and the right hand is just going to go straight down. And we end up something like this. Okay? And the same thing on the other side. We start off here, and then we're going to rotate. Right hand goes up, and left hand goes straight down. And we end up something like this. And now we're going to try to put the legs and the arms together. So, where were we? Here. So from here, you're going to go back, rotate in, shift the leg in, and then you're going to hold a ball. And you're going to have the left hand on the bottom and the right hand at the top. Put your leg out, and as soon as you shift your weight, your left hand goes up and your right hand goes straight down. And remember to rotate your upper body as well. Your torso has to be pointing in this direction. Great. That was the first movement. We go back, rotate, and now we form a new ball. So the right hand goes at the bottom, and the left hand goes on top. And you pull in the leg at the same time. We put the foot out, we rotate, right hand up, left hand down. And we end up here. Now, the next movement is a little bit tricky. So we're going to start off by just looking at the movement. So the movement is this. So both arms are moving in circles in opposite directions. And that is a little bit hard for the brain to comprehend. So I want you to imagine a square in front of you, drawn in the air. And then we're going to have our arms here, and we're simply going to change sides. Now I'm walking along the line of the square, and from here, I'm going to move them over here. And then they're going to change sides again. And then we move over here, and then they change sides, over here, change sides. And that is basically what I'm doing when I'm doing this movement. So if you remember the square and start by doing that, you will be able to do the circle after a while. Okay, so we're here. And the first thing we do is that we move our right hand here. Now, when we're here, we're going to lift and rotate our right leg because we're going to go in this way. Change, rotate out, move over. Change. And when I do this change, I also have to put this leg in. Okay? So we were here. One more time. So from here, change, rotate, and as I rotate around, I also turn out my left foot, and we get here. And when I swap the sides now, we put in our right leg to follow along. We go back along the square, and when we change sides again, my left foot has to go out. So it goes out, follow along, and now we're going to go back. So now I'm not going to move my feet when I do something. So I'm going to swap, and I'm going to go back here. When I swap now, I have to pull my left leg with me. So left leg moves in, back, and this is the last time. When I swap, my right leg goes out, and we finish the movement. So we're going to do all of that in super slow motion together without too much stopping. So you're here. You move your left hand up. Rotate your right leg. Switch sides. Follow along the square. And as I switch now, I pull my leg in with me. Excellent. Follow the square. And when I swap sides, my left leg goes out. Follow the square. And when I'm here, I have to go back, so I'm not going to move. Swap. Back. Pull in. Follow along. And the last one. Good. Now, if that was super difficult, rewind the tape and then look at it a few more times. Now I'm going to do with you at the normal speed so you can get a feel for how it should look when you've nailed it. So we're here, and the hand goes up here. We swap sides, rotate in, rotate out, in with the foot. Out, and we keep it because we're going to go back, pull in, out, and stop. So for the next movement, we are simply going to be here. We're going to go down, and now you're going to have a V between your pointer finger and your thumb. And your elbow and your knee should be above each other. Now they're going to move up together. So they go up, together. And then they go down, and then we do the same thing on the other side. Up, and down together. Now the synchronization is really important, not just for the movement, but also for the look of it. And this is quite difficult, so you have to kick at the height that you're comfortable with. I am not comfortable with kicking at the height that the professional athletes are. So I'm going to kick at about waist height, but you can kick at knee height depending on how flexible you are. So from here, we're going to go down, and you're going to cross your arms in front of each other. And as these arms go up, you should also pull your knee up with you. And we come into this position. From this position, we're going to kick and hold for a few seconds. So open your arms, kick and hold, and back. Down, same thing on the other side. And when you kick, you should be kicking at a 45-degree angle in room. Down, cross your arms, lift together, open up, and kick, and back. And then we go down. Now, for the next movement, we're also going to walk to each side, but we're going to do a little bit more complex movements, but I'm going to take you through it slowly, step by step. So the first thing we do when we're here is that we make a new ball, just like we did in the third movement. So we are going to go in and create a ball. And from here, we're going to go out. And we're going to do the same movement with the arms as we did in the third movement. But we're going to stop the right hand slightly before we stop it. So we go out and stop here. So we don't go all the way up here. We stop here. Have a nice angle on our elbow. And the left hand is stopped here. From here, we're going to extend our arms upwards. Now imagine you're grasping something, but don't grasp it, and then pulling it down with your body. So you pull it down, and your arms come up here. Now your left hand is going to go on the inside of your right hand as you turn around. So on the inside, push. When you cannot push any further, remember your knee should not go beyond your toes. You open like this. From here, imagine you're receiving something, like a big ball coming towards you. You're going to grasp it, push it down, and then push it back again. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we open up by rotating our leg, rotating here, and then we're going to drag our leg in and create a new ball on this side as well. The same movement. Out with the leg, and we stop the third movement a little bit before. So we don't go all the way up, we stop here. Okay? From here, you're going to take your arms up, and again, imagine you're grasping something and pulling it down. Your arms go up, and now your right hand should go on the inside of your left arm as you rotate back again and you push. Okay? From here, open up, receive, push down, and push back. Now we're just missing the last movement. So from here, we are simply going to rotate our leg in, rotate the other leg out, open, go down, cross our arms, pull the right leg in, like this, go up, not all the way up, keep a little bit bend in your knees, open up with your arms, and as you push down with your hands, you straighten out your knees. Now, if you do this a few more times, you should be able to get a grasp on the 8-form Yang style. Best of luck and good work so far. So if you're going to use Taiji in your classroom, I really recommend that your students work on some fundamentals before they start off with the 8 form. And you can do this by having your students working on one-and-one movement and crossing over the floor. And you can see some of the movements here. So by doing these fundamentals, your students should have a basic understanding on how to move in Taiji, and then they should be ready to try out the 8 form Taiji. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, if you have any questions regarding this video or how to teach Taiji, please leave them in the comment section below or send me an email and I will get back to you as soon as I can.